coal. And coal is coal and to a lesser extent gas. They're the real enemies. They're the ones that cause climate change. Nuclear power doesn't. And frankly, it's encouraging that so many people in the Green Movement are beginning to recognise that climate change is what we should be focused on, and that we can't sit around waiting for these solutions, if they ever come, to help with us. We need to recognise that the only time we've made serious inroads into the use of fossil fuels for our energy was the period from 1975 to 95. Since then, we've just trodden water. We haven't increased the proportion of non-fossil energy. We went from 6% to 13% when the dash for nuclear was happening. It hasn't moved for the last 20 years.
We've got to leave it there. We're out of time, I'm afraid. Malcolm Grimston, Amy Cameron, thanks both very much.
The monsoon rains have wreaked havoc across several parts of India, triggering flash floods, engulfing hundreds of villages. More than 1.5 million people are thought to be affected, with many having to leave their homes. The Brahmaputra River in the northeastern state of Assam burst its banks on Wednesday, affecting more than half of the region's 32 districts. South Korean college students have staged a surprise protest in Seoul. They're angry about the launch of a Japanese government-funded foundation to support comfort women, those who are forced to work in Japan's wartime brothels. They believe the victims aren't receiving enough compensation and that the foundation is burying the issue rather than resolving it. Seoul and Tokyo reached a landmark agreement on the matter in December, when Japan pledged more than $8 million to a fund to help the victims. Hundreds of animals displaced by Southern California's sand fire have returned home after evacuation orders were lifted.
How traumatic was it? I mean, think about it. They almost burned to death here because the fire came on so fast, and I still don't know how we escaped it, but thank God that we did. And are we worried? Absolutely. Are we worried for the future? Of course we are.
The Wildlife Way Station's residents represented a small fraction of animals displaced by the fire, which was closer to 1,000. Dozens of tribal canoes descended on Alki Beach in Seattle this week. It's part of an annual Native American celebration where tribes gather a team and leave their own shores in canoes to visit other tribal lands.
To me, it's like coming together, like unity, and for us, it's like a healing process. So people come and, they